Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Corey and I'm the Drywall Tech. I wanted to film this one because I figure it's a pretty simple, easy one that a lot of you people here watching can do. I know I got some handyman and some guys just getting on their feet, and even people that have been doing this for a long time and just, you know, really can't get it down quick to get in and out, like and you'll see what I'm saying later in this. So we're gonna do a patch and paint on this one, everything in one trip. Took under 30 minutes, give or take, and yeah, just come along with me. Let me show you the ways of the Drywall Tech. So first things first, gotta get that tape and plastic down. Said before, say it again, just put some plastic down. It takes 2 seconds. That tape is from Dunn Edwards or Sherwin-Williams. Either one will work. It's just the white tape there. If you want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get that tape, that works just as fine. So then I put down this plastic here. This is my plastic I like to use on all my jobs, mostly because that box is nice and small and it's still a good thickness. It's 0.05 mil, so nothing too thick, not the 1.5 like I usually use on bigger jobs, or the 0.75 or the painter's plastic, which the painter's plastic is like a damn trash bag. So first you want to get in there, get all those little crusties and, you know, paper that's flaking and whatnot off of there. Because this drywall did not break all the way through, it's totally fine to put this mesh tape on. Now if you want to use fiber fuse, that's fine, but I've used the mesh tape on this a million times. And you know what, if I didn't have mesh tape or I ran out, I would use fiber fuse on this. Not a big deal. And if you're wondering why I'm not pre-filling, I will pre-fill. I just mix up the mud first and then shove it on through there. So always want to get your fresh water, especially when using 5-minute. If you want to use 20 on this, that's fine too, but honestly, it's something like this small, if you got the 5-minute round, just go for it. Thank me later, because it'll dry much quicker. And you know me and my gloves, I'm already working around all these chemicals and whatnot all day. Don't need it seeping in my skin. That's what the tattoos are for, right? Those are my gloves I get from Home Depot. I also get the, what are they called? It's like the Black Widow gloves from Lowe's. So they have them on Amazon. I got them in my links. I got all the tools you've seen here on my links in the description. Check them out. Helps out the channel. I've been away for a minute. I know, but got some things going on. Real life stuff happens. Don't always got time to sit around and put these together. So this is the 5 and that's the 20 on the right. Both different brands, and I like the one on the right is Westpac. They have that here on the West Coast. That's the one I prefer to use. The sheetrock brand right there, where with the 5-minute, I used that when I lived in Texas, and I've used it in California and Arizona. I just don't like it as much, but the Home Depot I went to here to get a new bag of 5, that's the only one that they had. So now you just want to put a little bit of water in there. I put way too much, but sometimes I like to have more than less, but this time I honestly just messed up. I was thinking about something else and just put way too much water. And if you don't know how to mix up the pan of 5, or you're wondering how I do this, I have a video. I'll put that in the description as well. It's on how to mix a pan of 5. It's pretty simple. It's just like this. You could do this for pans of 20. Same concept, same way. Water in, then the mud, then mix it up. Now this is the culprit right here. It's a little cute puppy. Made the hole in the wall. I see you, dog. I see you. Alright, so now we're in here. We're getting ready to fill this in. Whether you got 20 or 5, same process. Pretty much gonna be working that mud in the hole. Put it on one way, and then swipe the opposite. And keep doing that. Kind of work it in there. And then once I get in there, I take my 6, or you can use a 4 because it's pretty small, but take my 6 and I just kind of go in a circle around it, and what I'm trying to do is pull that tape, or pull that edge tight around it, meaning like I don't want to leave some thick edge of mud thick edge of mud around the patch. I want to leave it as thin as possible so it's easier to sponge, and you don't want to see the patch. The edges are going to give away the patch. So you're just kind of going back and forth, pulling it tight, trying to make this like a one coat situation, and you just want to leave a little bit on there in the middle of the patch and make it even kind of all the way around. Now if you get these little strings in there from the mesh, that's alright. Better to pull it off now than to wait till later. So, but really on this first coat, try to get it almost perfect and just leave a little bit on there so you got enough to scrape. And we're good to go, ready for texture. And like always, scrape out that mud, just put it on your plastic. I made way too much, but it's all good. So just scrape it out, throw in the plastic. And that's why I bring the sponge in here for something like this. Just give it a little rinse or wash right away instead of going outside your bucket, as it was 115 a day here in Phoenix. The next couple minutes here, we can get the pump gun. Shit. Ow. Here she is. You can pick these up at texturegun.com. I have a little video where I used it. If you haven't seen it before, I'll post it down below too so you can check it out. Again, when you go on there and you're ordering it, tell them Drywall Tech sent you. I plan on doing some videos with this thing, and I want them to know I'm sending the traffic there, so go check it out, texturegun.com. So now that we're back in there, this first thing I do with 5, 20, whatever you're using, just touch it with your finger, fill it out, see how good it is. You know, it was still a little wet. Wanted to give it a little couple more seconds. So in the meantime, I'm clearing it out. And oh yeah, shout out to my buddy Ken. He's the Gilbert handyman. He let me borrow this thing. I actually talked him into getting it. Took him a while to get it, but he got one and he loves it. Check it out real quick before we texture this.
This thing's amazing. Stops me from having to carry a compressor around. I used to use the Easy Patch stuff. I don't have to do none of that stuff. I don't have to tape off as much. Like, this thing's just amazing. Matches it up like perfectly.
You were pretty hesitant on it for a while, right?
Just because of the money.
Yep.
but yeah, after, like, it's, you know, I should have bought this in the first place because the guns for the Easy Patch cost me like 75 bucks, 10 bucks a bag, and then you're buying the compressor, and then that was 300 bucks. I should have just bought this in the first place.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you did, because mine's on the fritz right now, so I'm borrowing this one for the patch right now, but appreciate you letting me borrow it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Nice.
Anytime.
So before I always texture it, I test it out with the pump gun. Now, if you're not familiar with it, like I said, put a video in the description, but pretty much when you loosen it, it gets smaller. When you tighten that tip, it gets bigger. But going back to the patch, you want to sponge it, kind of get some wetness on there, and then just lightly scrape it. And I'm talking light. Like, it looks like I'm doing it hard, but I'm not. I'm scraping it off pretty lightly, trying to get it out, trying to spread the 5-minute around to fill some of the areas in. I can still see some of the mesh, so I'm just kind of floating it out, spreading it around, getting it smooth as possible. That's all you're trying to do here, whether you're doing 20 or 5. And you see those edges, the hard edges? That's what I'm talking about, what you want to sponge. You want to get around the edge. I'm very lightly doing this. And you're just trying to work that texture, or the mud, into the texture so you don't fill a hard edge. Because that's what's going to give away the patch. Always. 9 times out of 10 when I go to fix someone else's patchwork, it's because they got a hard edge. So now we're going to spraying. You adjust it to size you want, and with the pump gun or with the hopper, actually the hopper on this will be different, but with the pump gun I'm going left to right and then up and down, just kind of filling it in. You want to keep the same constant pump going while you're doing it. You don't want to, you know, if you don't have a consistent pump, it's going to go really heavy. So as you can see it all pretty much looks the same size. That's what you want. Then I go around with the sponge and kind of dab the overspray. Just helps you out a little bit. So it's been a couple minutes, literally a couple minutes, and I'm testing it out. And you're just gonna lightly, I'm trying to knock this down quick because the mud was kind of dragging, so I'm trying to knock it down pretty quick here without waiting too long. But you can always wait, or you can always sand it down too. But this one I wanted to kind of just get in there and give it that knockdown. But I hold it with my finger, my pointer finger and my thumb, as you can see, and I'm just going very lightly across it to knock it down. That's why it's called the knockdown. I left it kind of slow motion so you can check it out. Not slow motion, I mean just regular playback speed. Then I go around the edges and get as much of the overspray off as I can. Next, I went out and got the heat gun. Again, this is in my links as well. And this is what you're gonna do. Just go back and forth, back and forth. I got it on the high setting. I wanted to kind of show you what the time was on this so you can check it out. You know how long it takes for it to dry, but 1:13. That's the time. I'll come back once it's all dry. So there you go. It's all dried down. Check the time again. What was that, 1:18? Yep. So it took about 5 minutes to dry it on down with the heat gun. Now, very important to do this step when you're doing a knockdown patch. I don't care how big or small it is. You want to get that overspray from the pump gun or your hopper, especially if you're using a hopper, but you want to sand down that overspray. That's, if you don't have edges, that's the next thing that's going to give away your patch. It's going to be that overspray. Overspray meaning the little dots of texture that come out as you're spraying that don't look the same, and they lay on top of the existing texture, so that really makes it stick out. Don't ask me how I know. So once you're done with that, we move it on to the painting. Now in this particular case, the homeowner did have the paint. It's a little older and crusty, but it's such a small patch. I figured let's just go for it here. So pop that lid off. These are the rollers I keep. I buy these little rollers in packs and packs of them. Just keep them in my truck for little stuff like this and throw them away after. Perfect. Then I use this little lid as like a tray, and you want to get that first coat on. Now it is a small patch. I'm not worried about priming it. It's not going to flash. This is a paint primer. It's the cashmere from Sherwin. On this little patch, it'll work just fine. Save your comments. I'll show you in the video later. Don't stress about it. Now if this was a 2-foot high water damage patch going all the way across the wall, then yes, I would prime it first. But this will be totally fine. Now the next step is to get this fan on it, because you want it to dry, right? The point is to get in and out as quick as you can. Do as much of these as you can in a day. You know, got a family to support. So these are all the steps I've learned and I've tried out over the years to make things go quicker. Don't want to use the heat gun on this. I think the fan will dry it just fine. And there you go. That's first coat. That's not too bad. But you want to do a second one. You know why? Because this house is older. It's been painted who knows how many times, 20-something years old. And over time, it kind of like it lightens the texture up. Doesn't quite look as soft. So if you just do this one coat, even though it'll still look good, it'll look crusty. So I want to get that second one on there, and I really want to load up the patch. I'm focusing this time on loading up that patch, trying to soften it up a bit, and you'll see what I mean after I put this next one on. And here she is. Check it out. Ain't she a beaut? trying to get a good shot so you can see, you know, without my shadow in it, but it was pretty hard the way these lights were positioned. But that's it, a quick in and out. It looks great. Hopefully it's coming up on the camera fine. It was hard to tell when I was filming it, but you're never gonna see that, especially once the fan's on it. Gotta get that DeWalt vacuum out. I love this thing. Just bought it. Had one a while ago, but this is great. You don't gotta bend over. You just kind of go and vacuum it like you're vacuuming someone's house. Gotta get that close up for you. Looks really good. You cannot see it. So again, this took me under 30 minutes, give or take. If you want to stick around, I got the customer coming out. He's gonna take a look at it. Kind of like doing that. I wish more customers would be into doing that. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you get a chance. Send it to somebody that needs to get better at doing drywall. You know, you got a lot of slow people out there. Check you next time. Peace.
Okay. Looks great, yeah. I can't even tell you.
That's it. Can't even see it. Peter finally let me pet him, so.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
No, it looks perfect.
And then I got that one for you over there too. So
Appreciate it.
that one's obviously more simple, but yeah.
How do I tell you?
I can give you my phone number and then you can send it that way.
Let's do it. So, 1 second. It's 300, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So if you do get into it,
Yeah.
I'm not running ads for any companies, but I'll throw
Yeah.
all the advice in the world you need.
Sweet.
So, just shoot me a
Appreciate it,
text.
man. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, yeah. Have a good rest of your week.
Yeah, you too.
Good luck with the puppy.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's 300 in under 1 hour. Before people get all crazy in the comments here, I gave him an option, him to paint himself. He didn't want to. I told him it was my $250 minimum, and then if I had to go get the paint, it was gonna be another 100. So Home Depot is right down the street. Paint match would be 15 bucks, but as soon as we had it, I'll just do it for another 50 because it's so small. And ended up pretty good. He had the paint. Had to use the pump gun, the heat gun, the fan, tape, plastic, a roller frame, roller, mud, mesh tape, regular tape. So a lot of stuff that goes into it. It's not just showing up, doing the patch and leaving. And if you're paying for leads, that's a whole nother situation. This one was just an organic call. So appreciate y'all watching. Check you next time.